I walked into the restaurant. The man I saw driving through the parking lot was standing in the entrance. I looked him in the face and saw that this was Mario. But there was something very wrong. The Mario I was looking for said that he was 5'8". The person in front of me was nowhere near 5'8" tall. The person in front of me was more like 58 inches tall. His face reached my chest. Since the restaurant was an older building, I looked to see if there was a large dip in the floor that Mario was standing in. You know, sort of like a hole in the floor. That would explain why there was such a difference between our heights, but unfortunately, the floor was level. Anyway, I kept telling myself it didn't matter what Mario looked like, but I couldn't shake this feeling. I wasn't prepared for this. He was short, like really short. So I put on my best poker face and pretended I didn't notice. I didn't hug him because that would have resulted in his face being nuzzled in my chest. We were directed to a huge corner booth. I slid my way into the corner, and Mario slid in after me. When I sat back, my feet barely reached the ground. I couldn't imagine that Mario's feet would touch the floor. He was tiny. I put my menu up in front of my face while reading it and sneaked a peek under the table. Mario's little feet were swinging back and forth like a 4-year-old's. Back and forth, back and forth. I kept trying to make conversation with Mario, but it was impossible to keep his attention. He was looking around the room, turning around and looking behind him. He was fiddling with his utensils. I should have asked for one of those paper placemats and a box of crayons to keep him amused, because he was acting like a child. I was on a date with a man-child, but he had a massive appetite despite his small stature and juvenile behavior. This guy loved pork. He got ribs, some brisket, pork chops, and pork roast. And, of course, he got dessert. I had struggled to gain Mario's attention throughout the evening with no success. But at least the ordeal would be over soon. The server brought the bill. Of course, she placed it face down on the table, right in the middle between the two of us, as if she didn't know who would be paying for the meal. But, of course, Mario would pay. He had sampled virtually everything on the menu while I had a salad. So I pushed the bill over in Mario's direction. He pushed the bill back to me and announced that he had forgotten his wallet at home.